Good morning, everyone, and welcome to days 8 and 9 of ELA Summer Intervention. This particular screencast is for those students who are exploring the Passion Project. So if you are completing teacher-assigned work, you can close out of this and open the next screencast. But if you are a student exploring the Passion Project option, then please continue watching. We just want to start with a brief reminder that we're always here to help. You can email us, you can chat us up. We're around on the Google Meets, so any way you want. Miss Harris also has an additional schedule that you can find by clicking here. This week, as you know, we changed to meeting all groups just 5 days a week. It was getting too confusing, so we're just going to check in at the beginning of the period with the Google Meet link. We'll go over anything, answer questions, and then you guys will be headed off for the day, so please make sure you join us. The work from this screencast is meant to be split over days 8 and 9, so Wednesday, July 15th and Thursday, July 16th. We'll give you some recommendations as to where we think you should break it up. Okay, so July 15th and 16th, Summer Passion Project. So you should have already gathered your materials, started working, and found at least one article, and spent 25 minutes each day so far, so a total of 50 minutes so far. And those are the things you did in days 6 and 7 with Miss Harris. So now we're moving on to the next step this week. So our learning target today is to continue working on our passion project by sharing our progress so far, documenting questions that have come up, and establishing next steps. So depending how far you are in the project, it's going to make sense to break this up based on, if you need to do more work, you kind of can't share with us your project till the next day. So, kind of see how you're doing. So first, we're going to ask yourself, how's the start of our passion project going? What have you done to start? How's it going so far? 2, review the work on your passion project that you've started and reflect on your progress. So that might mean pausing and thinking. We have some prompts that we're going to ask you to finish, but you might also just kind of want to be constantly asking yourself, how's it going? What's going right? What's going wrong? Like Miss Harris had mentioned. Then we're going to ask you to complete the task on the next slide, and again, dedicate at least 25 minutes per day to working on that. As Miss Harris mentioned, if you're building something, that's 25 minutes of building. If you're painting, that's 25 minutes of painting. If your passion project is baking, that's 25 minutes of baking. Or possibly, depending where you are in the project, it's 25 minutes of reading about your topic, because developing a text set about your topic is really important. So, we're asking you in these next phase of week 2, right? You had day 6 and 7, now you have days 8 and 9. We're going to ask you to share the start of your project with us, whatever format you think works best. Photos, documents, links, take it with your phone, email it to us. I don't know. We're pretty open. Document the questions that come up means write them down. Doesn't mean you need a document. It just means you're writing the questions down. So that could be in a notebook, a scrap of paper. Again, if you're building, maybe it's actually on the lumber. We've asked you to jot some of them down here. It's important to keep track of your questions because some of them you're going to answer, some of them you might want to explore more, right? A question might lead you to kind of your next jumping off point for research. And then last, we want you to establish your next steps for week 3. So what makes sense? So you're going to end on Thursday, and you're going to think to yourself, okay, I have next week. What makes sense for me to try to make more progress in terms of this? So those are what we're going to ask you to record here. What format are you using to share with us? What questions have you come up with so far as you've started the project and actually started working on it? And what makes sense for your next steps? So this might be something you want to wait until Thursday to complete, because you might not know the answers to this. You might need to spend more time working on your project, right? You might need to flip your period, kind of work on your project, then come back to this. So that might be something to consider. We're also going to ask you to continue to build yourself a binder or text set of relevant readings connected to your passion project by finding another article. So it's not like having one reading is enough for a passion project. You'd probably have a ton. And then, as I said, your questions are going to build on other things you want to look up. So this should be very similar to what you've seen. We're just asking for you to summarize and how it connects to your passion project. You might also explain how it connects to answering a question or something that came from that. So this is where we're asking you to go. We're asking you to dive deeper, share with us your progress, and think about the next step. So next week. A suggestion to split this up into 2 days would be to work on finding an article one day and completing your reflection another day. And depending where you are in your project, it makes more sense to do one on Thursday and one on Friday. I won't know exactly where you are right now, Sunday, while I'm recording this, but by then you should have a better idea of, I can't really answer these particular questions just yet. I might need to do a little more reading about something that goes with my project. Please make sure that you reach out if you have any questions about Wednesday and Thursdays, day 8 and 9 work. We'll see ya on the Google Meets.